Hi everyone, welcome once again to A.O.S Global. Thank you so much for joining this wonderful session yet again. And today we want to discuss yet another interesting topic, and this topic is centered on open study permits for family members of international students, of temporary foreign workers. Many people feel that it's only international students that can actually get the so-called study permit when they come into Canada, just maybe one spouse. Some people think, yes, one spouse can get study permit and the other one is working. But even if that is true, many people have also been able to get study permits for their own um, family members whilst they are either studying in Canada or they are working in Canada. So today again we want to talk about how you can actually benefit from that open work permit opportunity, whether you are coming in as a family of two, as a family of four, as a family members of you understand, active students in Canada or active workers, those that are currently working in Canada, right? And today, in order to discuss it, we are going to be discussing with what they call it now. We're going to be making use of the newsletter article or the blog article from cicnews.com. And cicnews.com is one of the trusted websites when it comes to Canadian immigration and you understand, relocation stories. So that being said, let's talk about this in details. Let's analyze this particular article today. You understand, in this live session. So this article again was written by um, it was written by Ashesh Musapeta. Ashesh Musapeta is one of the very trusted bloggers that write about Canadian immigration on the Canadian immigration website. So that being said, as Ashesh Musapeta he published this just today, which is November 30, 2025. For those that are, you understand, for those that are still in Sunday, because I know some people, like in some areas now, we're already on Monday, 1st of December. Some people are greeting us Happy New Month, even though we in Canada are still are still on Sunday here. Do you understand? But not that. But that being said, let's really look into the discussion we have today. If you are someone that wants to come to Canada and you have family members, you can come to Canada with the study permit, or you can come to Canada with the work permit, and your spouse, you understand, can also have the opportunity to also come to Canada with study permits by virtue of you being an international student already or being a temporary foreign worker. So basically, we want to discuss today through this article how that is being done, how your accompanying family members, whether it's an accompanying family members of foreign temporary workers or accompanying members of international students, how they can receive their own special what, their own special study permits that are not tied to a single designated learning institution. They are not tied to a DLI. You understand? Because when it comes to international study permits, basically the first person that gets study permits would have to be restricted to one particular school. Do you understand? Would have to be restricted to one particular school. But when it comes to you getting study permits after one of your family members have gotten study permits in Canada, that other person will not necessarily need to actually get what we know as the restricted study permit, but that person will get what, the open study permit. And there's a difference. So we'll discuss today basically the differences between the regular study permits people know about and that of the what, that of the open study permit. Do you understand? Because the open study permit authorizes those persons that get the study permit to attend any, you understand, school of their choice. They are not restricted to just coming to study in one particular school. You understand? They can work or they can study in any choice school that they decide to come in through. Do you understand? So provided that of course they meet the certain what the certain conditions. In other words, the spouses and the common law partners of those people that are coming to Canada can actually what they can access the study permits that are what the study permits that are provincial attestation letter exempt. You understand? So basically, if you are coming as a spouse of another person and you want to come into Canada, you may not need to go to a school or to go and request for PAL, which is provincial attestation letters. You may not, because you'll be exempt from it. That's what they are trying to say. You'll be exempt. You can, it has removed the barrier of needing to actually get the PAL for your study permit. You understand, as a second, um, what they call it, as a second accompanying family member of a current international student or temporary foreign worker. Likewise, when it comes to needing to attach a letter of admission (LOA) with their study permit application, you understand, and they often required need to pay a deposit to secure a place within a DLI student allocation prior to applying for a study permit. That may not really be required for the person actually getting study permit by virtue of their own spouse already becoming or already being an international student or a temporary foreign worker, you understand, in Canada. Okay, Jade, thank you. I see you liking our live session. So again, in order to explain it, as a result, these individuals may have a significant what easier time to beginning their studies in Canada. You understand, while sidestepping the country's study permit cap. Do you understand? Now, further, when it comes to the PAL, the provincial attestation letter exemption, it even allows students like this, you understand, to attend a school in any Canadian province of their choosing. So let's assume that the accompanying family members are people that are of the age to also study. They are people that maybe, for instance, you have your spouse that already has a bachelor's degree. That your spouse can come into Canada by virtue of you already having your own postgraduate diploma. You understand, started in a particular province or in a particular school. That your spouse can actually get his or her own study permit again and use that study permit to not necessarily come to your own school or get a DLI school, but study in any province of their choice, doing any program of their choice because they are not linked to the limitations that you have as the first applicant. Do you understand? Now, they said note that the accompanied family members they are defined by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) as any of the family members, any of the following family members who are included in the principal applicant work or study permit application and will accompany the principal applicant, you understand, to Canada. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that if you want to benefit from this kind of open study permit, you have to either be number one, the spouse of the principal applicant, or the common law partner of the principal applicant, or you have to be the dependent children, or even and the dependent children, because when we're talking about what they call it, when we're talking about accompanying family members, they can be your spouses and they can be your children. Do you understand? Your spouses and when it comes to children, children is quite dicey. You, for instance, you could have your own children. Your own spouse as well could have their own children. So with that, all of you can come into Canada. So we have had situations of step brothers or steps daughters or step sons coming to Canada together with their parents, whereby one parent has maybe like two children with another spouse. You understand? Another parent has maybe like one children with another spouse, and both of them now have like two children together. So that's like a combination of five children. They can all come to Canada by virtue of what? By virtue of their custodianship and by virtue of their parenting or their, you understand, their guardianship of those children. Do you understand? So this includes whether the principal applicant's children or the spouse's dependent what dependent children. I hope you understand that. Now, before we move on, let's talk about again the Cyber Monday offer. We have our Cyber Monday offer. We are currently giving clients. We're all already giving leads. You understand? You know, we just finished our Black Friday deal. For those that know about the Black Friday deal, the Travel Small Small to Canada package. Now today, or let's say not today, because we are still we are still on Sunday in Canada, in Ontario, Canada. So for those that are in Nigeria or in other places, some of you have started your Monday right now. So Monday, 1st of December 2025, we are also extending the Black Friday offer, the Travel Small Small to Canada package offer, to those that weren't able to benefit from the Black Friday to actually benefit from it just today. Do you understand? Just today, 1st of December 2025. So if you have not yet benefited from our Black Friday deal, this is the time for you to actually benefit. Just click the link aosglobal.org. Once you click that link, aosglobal.org, it will take you directly to our website. And on our website, you can fill the form. There's a form that you see there. Fill the form and ensure you fill it completely. Put your name, email, and phone number at the end. Click on the checkout at the end. Put your email, phone number, and name so that we can reach out to you. We can call you. We can discuss with you, and you understand, guide you through your immigration process through our partners. Okay, Blue is asking. Thank you, Blue, for liking our live session. He said, please, how difficult is it for someone who doesn't have anyone in Canada, you understand, with a permanent residency visa? It's difficult for you if you yourself you are not qualified enough for the visa. Do you understand? It is going to be very difficult for you if you are not yourself qualified, because people like to put their own responsibilities on other people. You understand? So, for example, when I was coming into Canada, just similarly, which I was looking for someone that I know in Canada, but sadly, I wasn't able to get someone that I know. So, I had to now work on it myself. And how to work on it myself, I had to take some examinations. I had to, you understand, do some extra lessons. I had to, there are some of, like my cousin, for instance, he also didn't have anyone in Canada as at that time. So instead of him taking exams, because me, I took English exam, and because I'm a French teacher, I also took French exam. He didn't go through that route. He went to go and do ACCA, you understand, which is the financial designation for accountants and you understand, chartered accountants. So he went to do that one to get extra points to actually work on his immigration himself, because of course he too didn't have anyone in Canada. So if you don't have anyone in Canada, you may be eligible still, but you may have to actually work on getting more eligible, getting more points by yourself without necessarily having someone in Canada. There are a lot of people. We have virtually thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in Canada that didn't know anyone in Canada when they were coming. You understand? And sometimes if you may even know people, that's another issue. That's another. You may know people, but those people don't want to know you. Those people don't want to help you. We have family members like that, because again, some people always try to say, "Ah, oh, they want to help me." It's not trying to assist, but you don't know what some people are going through. Some may be going through a lot. It may be that in his own self, he doesn't have accurate documents or some people put online is not the same thing sometimes from what they are experiencing in the country. You may be seeing everything glam and glamour and everything on, but they may still be battling with their own documentations and they don't want to tell you. Or they may not even be battling with it, but they may have issues with, you understand, criminality or bad issues. So you never know what people are facing, and they may not want to affect you. You understand? Yoruba will say, "Èṣù tó ò bá lè gbè mí, fi mí lẹ̀ bó ṣe bá mi." You understand? That is, if devil cannot help you, let him at least leave you where he meant you. So that's what some people always do, that they will not just be wanting to help other people at home because they too are facing their own issues here in Canada. So you never know. So instead of you disturbing them, or because okay, I had a situation of one of my family members. He came into Canada when he came into Canada as a visitor. You understand? As at when I was working on my own processing, he has not actually been able to work or to complete his asylum claim. He was still trying to get his asylum claim. You understand? Is a refugee status. So that kind of person cannot help you because he himself, he has not a balance in the country. You understand? He has no balance. And Canada immigration, when it comes to permanent residency, they don't allow people that are still seeking asylum or people that are still to do family sponsorship. You can't be talking about family sponsorship or you understand assisting people when your support, like all these provincial nominee programs. You can't be talking about those things when you yourself, your own what they call it, documentation have not yet kò tí ì láṣeyọrí. You understand? There's not a balance. So if you don't have a family member, it's still very much possible. We have done it. We did it. I didn't have someone in Canada when I came into Canada. My cousin didn't have someone in Canada when he worked on his immigration to Canada. It is very possible. But the only thing is, you would have to actually make sure you become more eligible so that you would get the opportunity to get qualified for Canadian immigration. All right. Plus Plus is also asking again, please, sir, how much will it cost for the PR visa? That's what is on my mind to go for. Well, click on this link, aosglobal.org. Once you click on that link, aosglobal.org, you are going to put your details down. You would answer the questions that are there. There's an eligibility form you fill. Once you fill that form, one of our team members are going to reach out to you. They will look into your own particular scenario because every case determines the pricing. Every case determines the cost that everyone will pay, and not everybody. Some people may want to do PR, but your own PR situation is so different because you have been banned in one country before, or you have been rejected in another country before. Those are part of the things that necessitate the amount that they are going to tell you that you are going to pay. You understand? Okay, you may even have a virgin passport that you have not even been denied before, you have not even applied to any visa before. That's another case. It's different from someone that has worked on visitor visa before or has been denied or has even come in, because we have had some people that are already in Canada that we are still working with. You understand? Our licensed immigration consultant, Kesu Immigration and Settlement Services. If you look at the list of his services, he has those that are already in Canada charge, those that are outside of Canada charge. He has those that have been rejected in Canada charge. He has those that have not been rejected in Canada charge. Maybe you have been rejected in the UK, US. There are different charges for different people. You understand? So if you want to know the accurate pricing, the accurate stuff, click on the link aosglobal.org. Fill the form. The eligibility form is there. As we said, the Black Friday deal, we are extending it to the Cyber Monday offer, which is for 1st of December for those of you that are already in 1st of December. You understand? So click that. Once you click that, fill the form. And once you fill the form, you can even always reach out to us as well on WhatsApp. You understand? And you can see our WhatsApp number on our bio. Once you click on the phone icon, you see our WhatsApp number. And from there, you can call us, you can discuss with us, you can chat us up on WhatsApp, and from there we can respond to you. All right. That being said, let's now move on to the discussion for today. We said we were discussing on those that can come into Canada by virtue of the open study permits as family members of international students or temporary foreign workers. So now you may ask, what conditions do family members of foreign workers and international students need to meet to receive the open study permit? People don't know that there's a difference. When we call something permit is like an allowance. It is like something that allows you to do something that gives you that authority to do something. Now, we have basically two types of permits in Canada. You understand? The major ones people do. We have the study permit and we have the work permit, right? Now, just like we have the closed work permit and the open work permit, we also have the closed study permit and the open work permit and the closed study permit and the open study permit. Do you understand? But the closed is basically the ones a lot of people get, because when you are coming from outside Canada, you understand, all the students would always mostly get this closed study permit. And what does that mean? Closed study permit, it means they are just going to study in one particular what they call it, province, and in one particular school in that province. You understand? And they'll be attached to a DLI college or a DLI university or a DLI polytechnic. You understand? They'll be able to do only one course at a time, and things like that. But when it comes to open study permit is for family members of international students or temporary foreign workers that already have their own visa, but they now want to come with their family members. There are some people that, okay, you are a student, you want to come with your family member, like your husband, will get maybe like work permit if you are studying masters or PhD, so that that person can be working while you are studying. That's the number one way people come. The study permit can people can also come with two study permits, like a spouse got one closed study permit and the second spouse got open study permit to be able to, maybe you came to Ontario or you came to Nova Scotia, let's use Nova Scotia, and that your own what do you call it, your own spouse knows that Nova Scotia jobs no dey there like that, you na Ontario job dey, and that your spouse wants to go to Ontario, you understand, and to go and work, make money. You understand? That your spouse can go to Ontario with the open work permit and go and work for an employer there. Or that your spouse can get a study permit to go and study in another province, or if not even another province, another school that is not basically your own school. Okay, Vivian is saying, please, I am just coming now, but I have a question to ask. Yes, please ask your question. That's why we are here live. If you have any questions, ask. We would respond to the ones that we know we can respond to. So you can ask your question. So basically, we were saying, what conditions do family members of those kind of foreign workers or students, what conditions must they meet, you understand, in order to receive open study permit? Number one, a foreign national does not have to provide a letter of acceptance. They don't have to provide an LOA if they meet both of the following conditions. If they meet both of these following conditions, they do have to show any letter of acceptance from a school before they come. Number one, they have to apply for their study permit before entering Canada. Do you understand? Before you enter Canada with your own spouse, with your own either spouse in terms of common law partner or spouse in terms of husband or wife, you have to apply for that study permit before you enter Canada. You know, some people will come to Canada with their spouse. You understand? One person came into Canada as a student, another person came into Canada as a worker. Or one person came to Canada as a student, another came as a visitor. Don't go and do visitor visa if you know you want to study in Canada whilst you are coming to Canada with your spouse. Quickly get this study permit started, get it approved in your home country before you land in Canada. That's the first condition. The second condition is that they are an accompanied family member of a foreign national whose work or study permit application has been approved in writing before their entry to Canada. So before you can be considered as an accompanying family member of a worker or a student and you meet the condition of the open study permit, you have to be a spouse or a child of another person that has gotten their own study permit approved. So for example, some people don't know this. This is a very crucial thing I want to say now. For example, you are a mother of 45 years of age and your son, you understand, got study permit to study in Canada. Do you understand? Your son got study because people just know about family of boyfriend or girlfriend, or family which are common law partners, or family of husband and wife. They don't know family of what they call it, child and parents. They don't know it when it comes to immigration, or they don't know that it is possible. Some people don't know that it's possible. So assuming your child of maybe 25 years of age or 22 years of age got his own study permit in Canada, right? Now that your child got his own study permit to go to maybe like college, for example, you understand, or a university. Now, if your child, let's say you went to study bachelor's or master's, anyone you went to study, he now wants to come to Canada. You now want to accompany him to Canada. You don't need to start a fresh application again. Or you still submit application, of course. You still submit the application, but it doesn't need to be a separate application. And that's the word, not fresh. Separate application that is not going to show that you are accompanying. Add your own application to that your child. And you now say, okay, if you want the open study permit, you now say the child come in, You want to follow him into Canada, but you also want to study in a school or study another program, or if it allows, you also want to work, you understand, while he is studying. So, child to parent is also possible to actually do when you are doing what, or when you are trying to apply for open study permit. Now, so if, for example, again, your spouse or common law partner is an international student and their study permit has been approved in writing before they come to Canada, you as their company spouse or partner, you may apply for a study permit from outside Canada without first getting what? Getting an LOA, which is letter of acceptance from a DLI, from a designated learning institution. Do you understand what we're trying to say? Now, the permit is issued without a specific DLI. They will issue it without you necessarily having a school, you understand, listed. And it is valid until the same expiry date as the primary student's permit. So, for example, let's explain that again. How this works in practice, step by step. Let's look at it. So here's a particular or a typical scenario for an international student couple. So let's say you are a married couple, you understand, and the principal student gets admitted and applies for a study permit or a work permit. In the case of a study permit, they obtain an LOA, the first applicant or the principal applicant. They, you understand, obtain an LOA, a letter of acceptance from a designated learning institution, a DLI. And if required, they may need to get a PAL or a TAL for their program, which is provincial attestation letter or territorial attestation letter for their program. They will submit their own study permit application from outside Canada before they come into Canada. Now, the application is approved in writing. Once it is approved in writing, IRCC issues a letter of introduction or a letter of approval for their study permits before their travel. Now, a spouse, which is you, or a common law partner, you will need to now apply as an accompanying family member before that your first spouse enters Canada. So the spouse or partner must submit a study permit application from outside Canada as well, not coming to Canada, outside Canada. So instead of an LOA, instead of letter of application, or letter of acceptance rather, they include the proof of the relationship, whether the marriage certificate or the common law documentation. And they also include a copy of the principal student study permit approval letter and other supporting documents. So that is what is going to be used for their own assessment of if they qualify for the study permit or not. Because IRCC will access the application, and if it is approved, the spouse will receive an open study permit so that when the spouse now come into Canada, the spouse can go and study in any country, as any country, any school. You understand? The spouse or the common law partner holding the open work permit can apply in advance to schools of their choice, any school that they want. Or they can wait to enroll in a program of their choice after they now arrive inside Canada. After they come into Canada, you have not gotten a school, you just entered with your spouse that already has a study permit. But when you now enter Canada, now say, okay, oh, let me look for a cheap school. Let me look for a school that is very close to where we got our house. So let me go. You understand the idea? You will have that benefit of, you understand, schooling in a school that is what? That is your own choice without any need to actually yourself for, you understand, admission before you come into Canada. Okay, Vivian is saying, can high school students with WAEC results apply for scholarships in abroad? I'm just please. Well, scholarships, when it comes to scholarships, if you qualify, you can apply. You understand? There's no, they will not say that it is, you need to have bachelor's before you apply for scholarship. If you qualify for the scholarship will dictate the terms and conditions you need to adhere to. Do you understand? They will dictate it. If the scholarship you want to adhere, you can't be a WAEC holder and go and be applying for scholarship that is PhD that they are looking for, PhD applicants they are looking for. You look for the scholarship that is your own level. You understand? There are a lot of scholarships and there are a lot of conditions of scholarships. So you look for scholarship that is your own level. What are they asking? Are they asking for people that have only SSC, secondary school diploma, secondary school certificate? Those are the kind of school. So when you are looking for scholarship, you browse scholarship meant for wire coders in Canada, scholarship meant for secondary school students or graduates in Canada, and there will be a list of them that you'd be able to apply to. So Kolawole Jr. says, can someone just relocate to Canada without schooling there? It's very possible. For example, I I came into Canada with because me, I not like school. It was when I was in University of Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria, that I went to go and study bachelor's. You understand? That time that I went to go and study bachelor's. It's because at the end of the day, she be school. They shall say you should go to school so that you shall no book. They will not call you Olodo. They will not say you should not go to school. That's why we went to school that time. You understand? Me, I not like book. So I didn't stress myself on going to school. And that's why I always tell people if you want to learn how to come to Canada without going to school, click on the link aosglobal.org. Fill the form, the eligibility form there. Once you fill the eligibility form of Travel Small Small to Canada package, you understand, we are going to inform you. We are going to educate. There's even a video there. There's a webinar video that explains how I and my common law partner had only WAEC. And she came into Canada. She didn't school in Canada. She didn't come as a student. She came as a permanent resident. You understand? As someone that is Igbakeji citizen. She's the second to citizen in Canada. When they say Igbakeji, when they say permanent resident is someone that is in Canada that has all the rights of a citizen except voting. You can't vote for a government, you understand, federal government, or you understand, you can't vote. But benefits that you get, the citizen too can get it. Or the benefit a citizen gets, you too you get it. For example, let me give you an example. My beautiful partner that came, my wife, she gave birth in Canada. If you give birth in Canada as a visitor, Okereju, you spend $10,000. Okereju, as a student, Okereju 10,000. You understand? As a temporary foreign work like that, you understand? But as a permanent resident, it's free. Is free. You don't pay anything. In fact, upon say e free sef, the 3 days we use in hospital, it was the government of Canada that was paying us. It was the government of Canada that was taking care of us. It was the government of Canada that was making sure that diaper, wipes, what again? All this maternity pad, everything. It was the government of Canada that provided it for us. We didn't pay a dime. In fact, when we were not even going home, they were not still telling us, should we not follow us home to take care of the baby for us for the few times that you understand? If not because I had an uncle in Canada that his own wife is already a nurse. She's already training for to be a nurse. That she can actually help take care of our child for us, and because of course they are family, so we were saying, family will do a better job, Jare. The nurse will follow us home and take care of child for us while else we are relaxing. So that is the beauty of being a permanent. As a permanent resident of Canada, the privileges you get, the privileges your child also gets. For example, my child, and it's not that we are special. Anybody that comes to Canada as a permanent resident, that's the benefits they get. A child that is a Canadian, because my child is a Canadian, my child is a citizen of Canada. She is being paid every month by the what they call it, by the government of Canada. You understand? And the prices of everybody, though some prices may vary, but for a lot of us like this, we are collecting at least $800, and that's roughly like 1 million naira at least per month for the upkeep of the child. Do you understand? Now, that is the difference of you being a permanent resident of Canada than being a student or temporary foreign worker or visitor and the rest of that. I've said it before in this live session. It is not rocket science. Some things are better than others. For me, I've been in Canada for like 2, 3 years. I've not had to bother about changing visa, switching visa. As a permanent resident, you don't have to worry about changing visa. It is not your business. The business that you have is becoming a citizen after 3 years of staying in the country. My cousin, for example, that came a year before me, you understand? He now is applying. He has even applied. It's not that he's applied. He has applied for a citizenship. He will soon get his passport. You understand? The passport that my child got quickly, as soon as they gave birth to her, like this, few weeks, she has gotten her passport. Canadian passport as a Canadian citizen. Those are one of the benefits of becoming a permanent resident. If you want to learn more about how to become a permanent resident, click on the link on our bio. aosglobal.org is also on the screen. aosglobal.org. You can use that link to educate yourself, to learn more, and fill the form there, because there's an eligibility form that you fill that will educate you on what you need to do. We are going to ask you some series of questions, and based on those questions, we will know the kind of pathway you want to come to. Whether through permanent residence, whether through study, whether through work, visit, there is no pathway that is not good. You understand? There's no pathway that will not at least take you away from that Bala Blue era. You understand? That Bulaba era. There's no every visa will help you come out, but they are just different in their levels. So please, can you give me total estimate? Nobody can give total estimate, Mr. Palawale Jr. Total estimate is for those who click on aosglobal.org, because at the end of the day, total estimate will not mean some people will take action. But if you want us to learn about you and what we can do for you, you understand, click on the link aosglobal.org. So people will have total estimate. At the end of the day, if they tell them total estimate, they'll say they cannot afford it. If you tell them total estimate, they'll start look for one excuse to say they are not ready. Total estimate will not mean they will take action. No, learn first. Learn first before you be asking some question. Learn about what immigration is. Learn it. Someone ask question now that okay, in terms, can someone come to Canada without school? I say yes, it's possible. Many of us that are here, we are here without school. So learn the advantages of Canada immigration first. The benefit you get. Some people say, ah, Canada is scam, Canada is this, is that. I say yes. Anybody that come anyhow too, you go see anything anyhow. You understand? But someone that come the right way, the legal way, will benefit. You understand? So that's just the idea. Now let's move on to what we are talking about today. We were okay. Vivian is saying, "Wow, you are lucky." Well, when it comes to lucky, lucky is just how determined you are to get something better in life. How determined you are, because sometimes people at the end of the day when they say lucky, say God help you. Yeah, some people say, ah, God help you. People like Elon Musk, people like Bill Gates, some of these people that do not know God. Why are they now more successful than people that understand that best story? Is because the harder they work, the more opportunities they get. The harder they work, the more lucky they become. The harder they work, the more God help them. You understand? So sometimes we have to be frank with ourselves. People that know God too much, if you know God too much, you are going to pray on okay every day. You are not taking action, you are just checking what people are saying online. But you are not bettering your own life by making sure you do what is required of you. You understand? Other people will be lucky, other people, God will help them, God will not help you. You understand? Because some people say, ah, God help you. Ah, I always say it. People that do not know but God, in this place, Canada, in US, there are some people that are atheists. They don't even know God. There are some people who they don't even know where church is, where mosque is. But they are being successful. You understand? Elon Musk, for instance, is a South African. He left South Africa, or rather, he was born in the US. He the US. Because why? Because either him took action, his parents took action, both of them took action, but they didn't wait for God intervention. They were working towards their immigration. They were working, and that's why he's one of the richest persons in the world today. He's one of the richest because he took. Some people will say, please help me, God will help you. But you have not helped yourself. Even God says it. I mean, when the lady says, not those people that go to church, heaven help those who help themselves. So the question is, are you helping yourself? Heaven help those who help. There was one kidney I saw online where someone said, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to one of his companions when he was alive that one of the companions came to meet him and he said that, should I tie my camel? You understand? Or should I not tie my camel and wait for God to, you understand, help me? He said, no. He said, tie your camel first. So that means action has to be done first. He said, tie your camel first. Then now let God do the rest. You understand? Now pray to God to save your camel. You understand? So you yourself have to do action first. It's not about you asking someone to help. Some people, I want your help. A lot of people have said help on DM, help on comment section, but they will never be helped because they themselves have not helped themselves. Simple filling form, some people did not fill form. Some people even have fill form again. You understand? They are expecting free. Because me, for instance, I came to Canada. I've said it in this live session before. I spent 6.7 million naira. It's not because I had the money. It was because at least I did not have the money that time. I was broke. That time I was in University of Ilorin. I was in, what do you call it? Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. But I was writing IELTS. I wrote it 3 times. I failed. I wrote French exam 3 times. I failed. Now we have some people that will just write IELTS once. They fail once and they stop. Is it that kind of person that wants people to help them? Or is it that kind of person that will not be lucky at the end of the day? You can't be lucky because you did not do the thing that will make you lucky. It's simple. You can't be lucky because I wrote exam 8 times. Some people don't know story. I wrote exam 8 times. I was a French teacher, but I still failed French exam. With that, I not let that discourage me. I say, okay, we still go on. And I have people that are here that they some people fail, pass, some people, but they did not let that judge and break their own resolve that okay, because I'm a failure once, then that is the end. Mm-mm. Some people not know the difference. I was working on my immigration for 5 years to come to Canada. Was I lucky? I was not like people like, you understand, Nelly, my friend, that did it 1 year like this. After the first year, he moved. After the first year, the guy zoom. I started my immigration 2018, in the year 2018. I didn't move until 2023. Eh? If we are talking about lucky, those kind of people that me I can still even consider as lucky. Because 1 year they do the thing that me I did for 5 years, they did it 1 year and they move. Move fast, no time. The guy was citizen before me. I don't think of even landing in Canada. He has already. So it is not about luck. It's not about prayer. It's not about please help me, help me, help me. It's about what are you doing to. I said it on this live session one time. I said I spent 6.7 million naira to work on my immigration through trial and error, through failures of exam, through everything. But within 4 years, the thing that took me 5 years to get, within 4 months, rather, within 4 months, when I landed in Canada, I made more than that money and more. I made that money, that's 6.7 million naira and more. But assuming I failed first time exam, I failed second time exam, and I allowed that 2 failures to affect me. I allowed that 2 failures to bring me down. That with this failure, I can never amount to anything. Canada is calm. Some people were versing for IELTS. But the welcome gbowó wa ni olè làwọn people yẹn jàre. Some people will say French. They don't want us to pass now. Those things is propaganda. We that were Nigerians that can speak English. But they forget that even people that are coming from US to Canada to become permanent resident, them too, they're writing that same IELTS. People that are coming from UK to Canada, they are still writing that same IELTS. So you, because you are Nigerian, Ubuntu, you are in that place in West Africa, that goddamn forsaken country. You now want to be feeling so entitled. You don't want to do English exam. You want to be feeling so entitled. You don't want to do the work that requires you to get something better. There's a reason why there is premium. There's a reason why a country is better than another country. If your country is better, why you they come out for your country now? You understand? Why you they leave your country? So they know that a lot of people need it, but the value of it will be there when everybody cannot get it. It's the truth. The value of it will be there when everybody cannot get it. To get it, you need even heaven. To go to heaven is not free. To go to heaven, because Canada always says Canada is not heaven. So, but to go to heaven, that even all this religions always say, it's not free. You have to do some actions. You have to believe in some things. You have to take action before you get it. So how come you now expect that the country that is better than your own country, you don't have to do anything to get to that place you want to get to? It's not rocket science. It's not about being lucky. It's about walking the steps. When you now walk the steps, when you now do what you are meant to do, you now back it up with prayer. You understand? But prayer does not, prayer can never confess or should never confess, and you just thinking it is only prayer that can do it, or it is only you looking for luck that can do it. I don't know why I just had to talk about that thing so much, but at the end of the day, I always, because I was talking to one of our clients, and she was saying, she's even discouraged, she's even this, she's even that. I said, have you written any exam? She said no. She's still even training, but she's already tired of the book. She's already tired of the resources. Is there no other way? I said there's other way. Oh. Other way. Okay. There's other way. Oh. A lot of people are coming illegally. Some people that want to come to Canada, they are going to Brazil first. There's one of my friends. I told her to do permanent residence. She couldn't do. When me, I was in Nigeria in Ilorin, she was in Ilorin too. She's still even in Ilorin. She couldn't do permanent residency. But when she heard of our story in Canada through permanent residence, actually she wants it, but she cannot train for it. She cannot work towards it. You understand? She can't work towards it. She now say, is there no other way? She say, okay, it is Kilompe, it is what they call it, visitor that is fast. So she say, okay, maybe she will work on visitor. Is it yesterday? I been day before yesterday. She's not telling me that, do I know where they always go and do medicals for Brazil? I say Brazil. Me that she's telling, I already know what she's trying to mean. Yes, if you don't know, some people are coming to Canada through, they'll first go to Brazil first. When they now go to Brazil, because Brazil, you don't really need too much to enter the country. Once you go to, I'm giving you updates. So for people that are looking for a legal update, but it's not me that will, I can tell you because it's already online. There's no hiding of anything. If you want to come to Canada illegally, you want to put your life at risk, you want to put your generation, your future at risk. People are doing it. So let me just tell you now. Some people are going to Brazil first. You understand? As a Nigerian, you can go to Brazil first. Some people now walk. You understand? They will walk from Brazil to Costa Rica, from Costa Rica to Panama. From Panama, they will enter Darien Gap, which is a jungle. They went out through jungle. A lot of people have died that way. West Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Beninese, you understand? Senegalese, Sudanese. There are a lot of people that are going through that route. There was one man that we heard on the news that his fingers, because of cold, because now there's even winter in Canada. Is it that I even wear a coat? I wear Canada. There's winter in Canada. Some people around this time, you see them walking. You understand? Walking from, let me tell you, from Panama. Okay, I was saying Panama. From Panama, you understand? They went out through Darien Gap. From Darien Gap, they went out through Mexico. From Mexico, they went out through U.S. If they are lucky, if US did not catch them and deport them back to their home country, because once you are even deported, that one, double wahala, you are banned from entering the country. But some people still they go illegally. Some people will lose their lives because as a Darien Gap, all this Panama, they say when they go there, now wetin dey call am, snake, they will see snake on the water that they are going through. Some people in the jungle, wild animal will attack them. Some people people are like every day. Oh, it's not a matter of, this one is not a matter of shey shey o. They will go illegally. Do you understand? They will enter illegally into the US, enter illegally into Canada. But you that enter illegally, anything that your eye see, na you go take. Anything your eye see, na you go take. You understand? That kind of place, that kind of thing that is happening now, the government knows about it and they are trying to tighten security of their borders. They are trying to do a lot of things. But I always tell people, it is not the safest ways to come into Canada. Apart from it not being safe, it is not legal. Apart from it's not legal, you may face prosecution. We have had a lot of people that they say women that around that road, they rape them. Some of them, they take their children, they sell them to slavery. Some people think that slavery have stopped. Be whining yourself. Slavery have not stopped. Oh. If see, browse it. Actually, in my community, one of our community, I showed how they are taking people as slaves in Canada. In Canada, it's not outside. In Canada, they are selling people to slavery. Some people don't know. You go know. In Canada, there's slavery.
Let me tell you the fact. You understand? People are being sold to slavery on a daily basis. So if you think that, that's why I tell people Canada is not heaven, but you will choose how you use and enter. You will choose how you use and look for your greener pasture, because na greener pasture everybody dey look for. But the way you go look for your greener pasture, if they no tell you, make we dey tell you now. The way you will be looking for your greener pasture, if you no look for your greener pasture the right way, your greener pasture fit turn to bitter pasture. Yes, so there are some people greener pasture that have turned to bitter pasture. So you have to determine, do you want greener pasture or bitter pasture? Yes, because we are saying everything glamour, but me, I always tell people the truth here. I will educate you. These things are things you can browse. Just type contemporary slavery in Canada, you will see it online. It's Google. Google did not always lie now. So if you put it on Google, slavery, contemporary slavery in Canada, 2025. If I put the year 2025, you will see it. United Nations. United Nations said that there is slavery in Canada. United, I'm talking fact here. I'm making you to learn about things that are going on. There's slavery in Canada, contemporary slavery. By it was not said by Aziz, it wasn't said by A.O.S Global, it was said by United Nations. Yes, United Nations. If you know United, you know is an international organization, and they can't say something they don't have facts for. You understand? So, in as much as there is benefit in coming to Canada, in as much as there is legal way to come to Canada, if you come to Canada illegally, they can sell you to slavery, number one. Two, you can be exploited. Women are being raped. They are raping this one is not quick. They are raping women. You understand? They are selling children to slavery. You understand? So if you know that you do not want to, especially people that are looking for free, those are the people they always target very well. People that are looking for free job sponsorship. That's on job sponsorship. Na camp they go take them inside, or you understand, warehouse. They go dey sleep with them, they go dey sell their children. They sleep with them, some people think say na only Nigeria some of these things dey. Come anyhow. If you come anyhow, you go see anyhow. That's just the truth. That is just the truth. You come anyhow to a country, you will see anyhow. You understand? So I have to make you understand, because that is my own mandate here, to tell people the real truth, the real fact. So if you want to be lucky, do the work that will help you become lucky. That is my message. But if you don't want to be lucky, you want to put everything on God. Okay, no problem. I will not say you should not put everything on God. Me sef, I'm a religious person, I'm a Muslim. You understand? But when it comes to the fact, we have to say it as it is. Do you understand? And some of these countries that we are even coming to, many of them don't even know God. But they are getting better every day. Why are they getting better? It's because they are putting action first. They are not like Africans. You understand? That we'll be thinking everything is God. Or be doing things. Even God said, even Muhammad, even Jesus, he said, heaven help those who help themselves, number one. Number two, they say tie your camel first before you put your trust in God. So action first before belief. You understand? So if you now think you can circumvent that order, saying okay, you believe first and be looking for luck, or you be looking for gamble. That's why some people go to go and gamble. They go and gamble, they say, let me just win 1 billion first. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, na so dem too dey get their billions. Say okay, they just want to gamble. They want to tatete. They want to do, especially this World Cup that is coming up in Canada now. A lot of people are already betting on the World Cup that have not even come. They say, okay, let me just go and win like 200 million. I go just dey look them say, na those kind of people dey look. Luck. Some people mistake luck for being gullible. They mistake luck for being an opportunistic. I don't even know what to even call it. The Oyinbo sef don escape me. So Vivian says, I'm trying, just that I don't know where to start from. If you want to know where to start from in terms of immigration, we have said it. Click on the link, aosglobal.org. Once you click on that link, We have series of videos that are there. You can learn about how to get started through the videos that are there. You can also fill the form that is there. You can click on the apply now. Once you put your details, what you want to achieve in Canada, things that one of our team members, it may not be me that will reach out to you. One of our team members will reach out to you. We have a lot of team members that are calling people on a daily basis. They are chatting on WhatsApp, they're talking to people. So they can reach out to you, talk to you, educate you on the pathways that are available. There are various ways. We have said if you click on that website, aosglobal.org, you will see travel small small to Canada package. There is a video that, not even video, videos. There are videos there that can educate you on the process. You understand? So that you even know what Canada is about, what immigration is about. But if you also want to reach out to you, fill the form, as we said. Once you fill the form, they would see what you want to do in Canada, and from there they will be able to reach out to you to explain to you further what you need to go or what you need to do. Okay, on God says I have passport ready. Congratulations. On God says I want to go Canada. Congratulations. On God says what are the procedures? We have said the procedure right now. So click on the link aosglobal.org. Once you click on the link, you'll be able to see the kind of procedure for your own kind of visa you want to do. Patiranda, thank you for following our live session. Vivian say God help us. God help us truly. YouTube or Google? Well, I don't know what you are asking for in terms of YouTube or Google. If you want to, anyone safe, it's not even anyone. See, YouTube is a search engine for videos. Google too is a search engines for write-ups. If you want to watch video, put it on Google. Contemporary slavery in Canada. I think maybe that's what you were asking. Contemporary slavery in Canada, you see it. If you want to read on Google, put it contemporary slavery in Canada. By United Nations, you will see it like that. You understand? Okay, so but if you want to learn about Canadian immigration, as we said, click on the link aosglobal.org. Our Cyber Monday offer is currently available for those who weren't able to get the Black Friday deal to travel small small to Canada package. All right, so let's move on. We were talking initially about those that want to come into Canada to study. That's what we were talking about before. And we're saying that holding an open study permit can also reduce the upfront costs to start a post-secondary program in Canada. If you want to start a post-secondary program, that means you want to do maybe like bachelor's, master's degree or PhD, you understand, or postgraduate diploma, any of those programs you want to do in Canada. If you get an open study permit, it can reduce the upfront payment you actually pay. Okay, Vivian is saying, where is the link? If you look at my background now, once you see my background, see aosglobal.org is there. aosglobal.org. I'm putting my finger. Okay, is it in your bio? Of course, it's in our bio. You can click on our bio as well. You will see the link on our bio. Once you see the link on our bio and you go on it, you will see the travel small small to Canada package there. Once you go there, click on the link, fill the form that is there, the apply now form. Once you fill the form, there are a series of questions you answer. Make sure you click on the checkout when you are done with filling the form so that you put your name, your email, and phone number. And that's the way we are going to be able to reach out to you, because without that, if you fill the form, it will be incomplete. We can't be able to reach out to you without you putting your contact information. All right, so let's move on. We said, as noted earlier, most schools in Canada usually require students to submit a deposit to the school, confirming their intention to attend. So many people, if you want to come to school, want to study bachelor's, master's, PhD, you need to put some money, you need to pay some money to the school, whether half tuition fee or full tuition fee, or maybe some little that you shall have to put some fee down. So that the DLI, the designated learning institution, may then apply to provincial authorities for the PAL. That is it. If you don't pay some certain amount of tuition fee, they are not going to be able to apply to provincial authorities. They have to be able to apply, so that you have to pay first so that they'll be able to apply to provincial authorities for you to get your PAL, your provincial attestation letter. And that will count the students towards the what? Towards their province's study permit cap, because they have a number of threshold of students they must pick at a particular time of the year, and they are not going to exceed the threshold, because
based on the federal government. The federal government has given them the amount of students they must bring into their own province for that particular year. Okay, Vivian says, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, you're welcome. Okay. All right, let's move on. So this deposit, the deposit is often taken as a portion of a student's in tuition fee to be paid upfront. Okay, Vivian is saying my battery is low. Okay, let me charge it. When next are you coming in live? Well, we come on live anytime we get an update, a Canadian immigration update. And at least, we always say at least once a week we come on live. Sometimes we come on live 3 times, 4 times a week. It depends on when we get a very good update that we feel our audience must always learn about. But if you also want to always reach out to us, as we say, once you click on the link aosglobal.org, to take you to our website, and from there you can get our blog articles we write, you can get our information. Once you fill the form, you get access to our email list. We always send people email every single day. You understand? So with that, you can also learn about what immigration is about, how we can assist you with your immigration testimonials of people we have helped before, client reviews. You understand? Benefits, what is available in Canada for people to know and learn about. All those information, you'll be getting them handy through those platforms. All right. So due to the fact that accompanied family members do not count towards each DLI's allocation under the study permit cap, it is possible that they may not need to pay this upfront deposit depending on their DLI's policies. Now, this is very, very important. If you want to come to Canada and you have a spouse that also wants to come to Canada, you have a spouse that has also gotten a study permit or a work permit, you can clinch with that spouse or with your child. You can clinch with them to use their own visa to be able to come into Canada easily. You understand? And you will not need to go through their own the stress that they went through. Okay, Vivian says, okay, thanks. You're welcome. You will not need to go through the stress that they went through. Do you understand? Because you are just an accompanying what? An accompanying family member to them. So let's talk about what happens later in terms of renewals, in terms of extensions, in terms of changing schools. One, the special open study permit allocations or special open work study permit exemption. Exemption is used by family members. You understand? Used by family members is one time and location specific. What does it mean by one time and location specific? It means that it only applies when you first apply from outside Canada as an accompanying family member of a work or study permit holder. What does that mean? It means that don't delay, don't gawk it, don't dull it. When your own spouse already has their own study permit and it has been approved, don't let them just come into Canada like that. You understand? Some people will be looking, what do I mean? Yes, you have to be smarter. You have to be smarter. How can you be smarter? Quickly use their own study permits that they got as an edge for you to also get your own visa. Use it as an edge for you to get your own permit if you want to school or you want to work. You understand? So that they will not just come alone as a single applicant, and at the end of the day, you will just be staying back at home and be waiting that okay, oh, when they come to Canada and they settle down first, you understand, they will not bring you later. Some families don't even understand. Some people may come to Canada and forget you. And of course, we have seen a lot of issues. That even when they come to Canada, that's when one person will say, okay, yes, so I'm leaving now. I'm no more getting married to this person. And don't wait for those, don't gawk yourself. See, relationship. If you go and gawk yourself for another person in a relationship, you will just find that it has happened before. Oh. There are some people that they left for the US, some people left for UK, some people left for Canada, that their spouses are told they never remember them again. And sometimes some people will always try to blame people that people forget about them, people are they is not being loyal, he's not being all this story. I always tell people, see, àwọn èèyàn ń jà fúnra wọn ni. People are fighting for themselves in this life, because if you are not okay, you can't help another person. Let's be frank, let's be sensible, let's be understanding.
You understand? If you are not okay, you can't help other people. And still, if you are still even okay, but you don't have the means to help other people, you still can't help them. So the benefit is when someone has his own visa already, you as the spouse or as the child or as the parent, don't wait for okay, any year, oh my father, any year, when the person now come, he settle down for 1 or 2 years, the person can now, you understand, help me to sometimes see even the policies of the country may not allow that person to be able to help you. Sometimes the policies of the country, that time when the person got the visa may have been easier for that person in place of when you now want that person to help you. Let me give a particular example. Me and my own family members. Do you understand? The time me and my spouse, my own partner, we came into Canada. Let's say she go and gawk it, or me I go and gawk it. She come to Canada first, or me I go and gawk it. You understand? I mean, she go and gawk it. Me I came to Canada first. If it be say na for Canada I go see wife I go marry. Abi na for Canada she go see husband she go marry. Say the one that is in Nigeria, I wan confirm, marry ìyàwó fẹ́. Everybody, we gotta do ourselves. You see, sometimes everybody are fighting for themselves. Okay, someone is saying University of Love, hello bros, please, I have sent DM. All right, no problem. One of our team members are going to reach out to you. They'll respond to your DM. But if you want to know about immigration, if you want support about immigration, the best way is to go on this website, aosglobal.org. Fill the form. Because if you not fill the form, even when you send DM, that is still where they will send you to. You understand? Fill the form. I've seen someone that even got our free book. There's a free book there, Your Ticket to Canada. People that want to learn about how to work on their Canadian immigration themselves. You can also click on that link, aosglobal.org. There's a free book there, Your Ticket to Canada. We have seen hundreds of people buying that or downloading that book for free every week. So you can also download your own copy and get started with your own immigration through that. So Oloye Afi says that's true. Yes, it's true. Everybody are fighting for themselves. You understand? They say what they call it, fight. I mean, what do they call it? That is it. They say heaven for all, man for all. I mean, I was that I forgotten that saying. At the end of the day, God for all, everyone for themselves. Is the truth. And sometimes in Iloyinbo, in UK, US, Canada, many a times people will have to fight for themselves to balance first before they think of family, before they think of friend, before they think. So sometimes some of my friends will be reaching out to me, well, please help me, please do this. And I don't be laughing at them. They, sometimes I'm my emotion. You don't know anything. Because it is not about helping. Me wey I come Canada, I dey always talk am, na 6.7 million naira I spent. Okay, I want to help you. Dat 6.7, you know how much house rent I go use am pay for Canada? You know how many amount of, and that is even den oo, dat is den. Den that I spent 6.7 million naira was around 2023. Now, if someone did not spend up to that, especially for the kind of visa I came with, which was permanent residency, if you don't spend up to that, it's more than you remain, or you even spend more than that. So, okay, help me. Okay, me, I'm gonna have just 6.7 million for you. For what? No, wait, for what? For what? Because when you come here, shey na me, na my own life you go live. No, let's be frank. Shey na my own life you go live. And that's why people that are looking for just sponsorship, they don't know what they are really saying. What they are saying is you want another person to pay for that 6.7 or that 7 million or any amount, because that was the money me I used. You understand? It was the money I paid. I paid 6 That was like for all the, and I didn't use any lawyer, I didn't use any consultant. I spent that money from my own pocket to Canada, from my own pocket to IRCC, from my own pocket to IELTS, to the French exam, to everything I did. So if you're not asking someone to do that just sponsorship for you, you are literally telling that person, okay, pay the money that me I don't want to pay for myself. And at the end of the day, that's why many people are giving themselves up to slavery. But please, so let me come and work for you for that. And that's why I've talked about the situation of a woman that it was Canadian immigration they said they would do for her. They say they help her get job. But she should come and work in Canada. She come and work in. She now say okay, they now do visa for her. They now say okay, when she is coming, she go first go Egypt. And of course, we also went to Egypt. When I was coming to Canada with my spouse, our flight, it took off from Nigeria. We landed in what they call it, Cairo, Egypt. And from Cairo, Egypt, the second day we took another, you understand, what they call it, another flight to Canada. But that woman's case, she said that they took her from Nigeria to Cairo, Egypt. For Cairo, Egypt for 7 years. Flight never come. This is not funny, but again, I just want you to understand what some people are asking for. When they're asking for just sponsorship, hey, sponsor me now, do this. That so-called travel agent has left her in Cairo, Egypt. She has been working for 7 years. She said the money that one say he use and do visa for her, she has not been able to pay it because some people say, ah, please help me now. When I come to Canada, I will pay you small. You don't know what they ask for. The woman has been in Cairo, Egypt. She has been working as nanny, as you understand, what they call it, as omodo, as everything. For 7 years, she never finished pay money. You understand? Flight never still land. Can't take her for Egypt to Canada. So let's be careful. Let's be careful what we have because sometimes you don't know what it look just like when I was talking to Vivian and she was saying and I was telling her that when they were saying you're looking, I said, do you know that some people are being trafficked? Human trafficking is happening in Canada. Slavery is happening in Canada. And Canada is not the only one. Don't think that okay, it's Canada it dey happen. UK it dey happen too there. Human trafficking dey happen there. You know, slavery dey happen there. US no, they dey exploit people. So, but they do it to those that are coming illegally most times, or they do it to those that are looking for a farm. You that are looking for too good to be true offer, looking for things that you not pay anything, and they go bring you come. Yes, they bring people come. There are some people that even land in Canada like that, but they are being trafficked. They are being sold to sex brothels. They are being, you understand, sold to prostitution. So people don't know those things. That's why we always tell people do your own research. It's not everything that they'll be telling you online that someone will just come and tell you, ah, it's possible. Ah, there's one company that is hiring. There's one thing that is, it's not that company, it's not that there are no genuine companies, or there are, but the many of them. Okay, I heard of one story of one woman that she said that 1998, it's not even this year, it's not even this century, 1998, 1998, she saw an advert when they were saying they were saying nanny road. That was the advert that she saw. That recruiter or that travel agent brought her to Canada. For 3 months, it was when she landed in Canada she realized that the job that she say she wants to come and do nanny here, not be nanny. She was sold to what? To sex slavery, to sex exploitation. She was sold to all this, you understand? And you may be thinking, hey, how is it possible? How is no go shine your house very well. Go dey expect freebie. Especially people that are getting free. You don't want to do anything, just come to Canada like that and you don't want to pay anything. Many a times they are selling people to those things. She said when her story, and this is something that you can browse out. Just browse out contemporary slavery in Canada. Browse out human trafficking in Canada. We don't need to be talking too much. You will see it's gedegbe like this. So you that are looking for too good to be true offer, you will know that if you don't shine your eyes very well, even men, she was saying it in that interview, that even men, she said her own case was 1998, but it still happens even till date. They are still they are still selling people to slavery, contemporary slavery in Canada today. I told Vivian that do you know there's something they call contemporary slavery in Canada? And this was said by United Nations. United Nations. It's an international body. It's not today. It's not. Let me say they did fabu because some people they say they're fabu. You understand? Just browse it. United Nations said contemporary slavery exists in Canada. True or not? Google will tell you. YouTube, you go see them. ChatGPT self, you go see them. You understand? So browse it, you will see it. So you that are looking for things that are too good to be true, you will be able to put your senses down. When they're already saying some things that I don't want my brothers and sisters, my African, because who are the praise? Who are the ones that they are vulnerable to these things mostly? They are Africans and Asians. Those are the people they sell to. This, do you know the statistics of people that they exploit every day in Canada? The statistics of rape, the statistics of work exploitation in Canada. Do you know how many people? They say the concept of temporary foreign worker program, the program that always bring people from abroad to Canada to come and work on a temporary basis. They said it is a breeding ground for contemporary slavery. And of course, we have seen a lot of farms that they have already stopped their licenses because they saw that they were exploiting workers. You that they brought into Canada that you are meant to work for 8 hours a day, you are working for 18 hours a day. Like the lady that she said that she was sold to sex slavery, she had to work for 20 hours a day. Add that she had weight 105 kg. She said she shrank to like 85 kg. She shrink. You understand? These things are not funny, but sometimes it's always, even thinking of it, you'll be looking back, this kind of country that it is happening. But most times, people that are looking for too good to be true, those are their targets. Or people that are looking for not, you want good life, but you don't want to sacrifice anything. It's people like you that they are not looking for. It's people like you that they will so sell the dream. So, you can work in Canada now. You can work in. It's when you come, they say they'll collect their passport. And once they collect, you are finished though. Once they say they'll collect their passport, they'll collect their phone, they'll collect their means of communication with their family members. You understand? And at the end of the day, they'll just be a walking dead. They will use their body, especially if they are women. They say even men, they are trafficking men. Sometimes they will kill them. Those that are not willing to comply, they will sell their organs. See, it's not a matter of making you shine your eyes. That's the idea. Shine your eyes and put your sense when it comes to immigrating to Canada or any other country. Because I'm talking about Canada now. So when we think it's only Canada, UK self e dey, US self e dey. So you that not shine yourself, you not shine your eyes. Is even US, Italy, all these European country where people too dey go, it is everywhere. It is everywhere. I always tell people anywhere there's human being, there's born to be good people and bad people. Anywhere there's human being in this life, there is both good people and bad people. It's not a matter of anything. So if you now feel that okay, you no want to shine your eyes, you're looking for something that is too good to be true, now you dey go the target. That's just the truth. Plenty expression. Thank you for liking our live session. So let's move on. We were talking about studies. People that want to come study in Canada. People that want to come and benefit from what Canada has to offer legally. And people that are willing to pay for things that are legal. If you are not willing to pay for things that are legal, I'm not talking about you here. I'm talking about people that want to put their sense, put their skills, put their money where their mouth is. So that you not go and now pay, because of people always think at the end of the day, nothing is free in this life. It's either you pay it with your money or sometimes you pay it with your body. Either you pay it with your money or sometimes you pay it with your body. So you now have to now decide, how do you want to pay? How do you want to pay? Do you want to pay it with a currency that at the end of the day is just the value of you working and at the end of the day using money to pay? Or you want to pay with your body, something that they will now use as the doing body count for you. Is it body count you want? And sometimes it may not be body. The woman that was talking about that she said she was sold to sex slavery. You understand? They say they will beat them. Scars were on their body. They will beat them. If you say you don't want to sleep with one custom, let me just even forget. Let me just forget that. Let me not talk too much. You can browse it yourself. Contemporary slavery and human trafficking in Canada. You'll see everything. Let's move on. What we are saying is, if you later want to extend your study permit, assuming you have come to Canada with your spouse, and you now later want to extend your study permit or change your DLIs or your level of study in a way that requires a new permit, then you are applying from inside Canada and the special exemption no longer applies. So most times, for those who are coming to Canada through their spouses, you have just one shot. One shot Omobo 119. Thank you for liking a live creator. Thank you for following as well. Now, if you are coming to Canada for the first time with your spouse, you have to plan it very well the first time. You have to make sure that in the situations, oh, Omobo 119, thank you. You became our number one gifter badger. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. Thanks. You sent rose. Oh, so happy. Thank you so much for your rose. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, what we are saying is in these situations, you would effectively apply for a new study permit if you want to change your school, or you understand, you want to change you want to extend your study permit, or you want to actually get your level of education. Oh, so nice of you. Thank you, number once again, 119. I see you are my number four fan in the fan club. Thank you. Oh, you sent heart to me. Thank you so much, so much. Really do appreciate you for the gift. So, what we are saying in essence is that at that point when you want to extend your stay in Canada, you are going to be treated like any other in Canada student. You will be treated like any other person that is in Canada, but you must apply for a new or an extended study permit. You understand, under the common regulations, which means you must provide number one, you must provide a valid letter of acceptance from a DLI and any other required documents, including the PAL or the TAL, unless you fit one of the specific PAL or TAL exemptions. And you apply, for example, some that are in Canada extensions at the same DLI or at the same level. Those ones may not need to actually do. So, end of this article we were reading, the article, for those that don't know, that we were reading, was centered on those that want to come into Canada with their spouses or want to come into Canada with their family members. Assuming you are someone that also wants to come into Canada, but maybe your spouse has already applied for study permits before, and your spouse had the opportunity to get selected, as in he has been approved or she has been approved of the study permits, and you want to also come together. You don't need to wait. That's what we're trying to say. You don't need to wait on, oh, okay, let him go first or let her go first. When she now go, or when he now go and he now settle down there, he's not going to, you understand, work on my visa later on. Oh, mom. You see, you get a lot of people who don't go like that, we don't forget also. So, what we are trying to say is now there's a privilege of those that their spouses or even their children or their parents, it may not be be spouses, it may be children or parents have gotten, you understand, their visa. Once their visa has been approved, you can clinch. You understand? You can attach to them to come to Canada with them by the virtue of their own what? Of their own visas. That's what I'm trying to say. You can come to Canada because they already have their visas, and you want to use the advantage of them having their visa to possess your own too, so that you don't have to wait for donkey years for them to return or for them to remember you. So if they did their study permit, they got their study permit approved, and you also still want to come to Canada to study, you can clinch with them to study in Canada through the open study permit. So you may not need to go and necessarily find a school before you come into Canada. That's the concept of open study permit. You can get the permit first, and when you land in Canada, you now decide the school you want to go to. Or you can also come to Canada with them if they are temporary foreign workers. They got a job in Canada, they want to start coming to Canada. You don't need to delay. Come to Canada with them either through the study route, or if you choose to and they qualify to actually assist you as a spouse or as a parent or as a child, you can come into Canada to come and work. Do you understand? So that you will be earning, making money, and they will be going to school. And baby is saying, did they sponsor? Sponsor what? What are they sponsoring? What did they sponsor? That's what we are saying. We're talking about study permits. We're talking about work permits. We're not talking about sponsorship. We are not doing anything sponsorship here. You understand? We're not doing anything sponsorship. If you want sponsorship, you go to people that are doing sponsorship. We know they do anything sponsorship. You get. We were talking about those that want to come to Canada by virtue of their own spouses or common law partner or even parents or children getting their own visa. And we said, don't wait. Don't say, don't fall for the trick of, okay, when you come into Canada, you settle down, you not think of me. Ah, if you be say you dey bury yourself for your country, if you say they no go even remember you, they can come to a new country and they will be so carried away because of course life happens. Sometimes out of sight is out of mind. Sometimes dey fit see another person wey be say dey give dem good gbas. You understand? Dey fit see another person wey be say dey don love up finish, or another person it may not even be love up, e fit be say na dat person dey wan use get papers and because dey wan use dat person get papers, you dey no fit want put you for the picture now because dey know say dem dey never settle dey never get their paper, dey never stable. So you wey be say you dey your house, e fit be say na rami dat person go and you come oga boy because you don slack. So that's what we are trying to say, pe some people it has happened to some people like that o. You don slack. When they get their own visa, use the opportunity of their own visa to also what? To japa, to ṣe kíni, to sorti. Alright, so you sorti, you understand, you disparais. You understand, don't wait until one person will now be say okay when I get there I settle down now bring you if you be say the person sef may not even know. That's another thing. There are some people that no even know that when they come into Canada things go change. They may not know because life changes. You never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. It may not be their own fault too. You get? So, but don't wait. Don't go and gawk it and say, okay, when e come, we will now help ourselves. Don't go dey talk story o. Don't go. It should not be super story for you o. God will shall help everybody. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you learned one or two things about our process and about the what they call it, the news article we read for you today. If you want to work on your immigration, you want to know how to get started, or you have gotten started and you want to get assistance on, you understand, furthering your visa, click on the link, the aosglobal.org.com website. I said .com, which is .com again. aosglobal.org. You understand that website? Once you go, that is our website. You understand? Once you go on our website and you actually fill the form, one of our team members are going to reach out to you. Do you understand? Once they reach out to you, they will be able to assist you based on the form that you filled. So endeavor you go on our website, fill the form, make sure you click on the what? On the checkout. On the checkout, you will be asked for your name, your email, and phone number. If you don't fill out the form and you submit it with the name, email, and phone number at the end, we are not going to be able to reach out to you. But once you do that, one of our team members will be able to reach out. It may not be me, as I always say. It may be one of our team members. It may even be Oyinbo that will call you. You understand? It may be Oyinbo that will call you. So don't expect that it's only me. So you Oyinbo that will call you. But make sure that once you are being called and they introduce themselves as coming from A.O.S Global, you understand, they would attend to you and you understand, talk to them. These are people that have been in the industry for some time and they know how to actually relate to, you understand, people. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I hope well, I think we have answered all the questions everybody have. If you have any questions before we go, you can just put it on the comment section and we would like to respond to it before we go. If not, we would call it a day. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you got value from all what you did today. And we'll be signing off right now. We'll most likely have another session any other time we get a trending topic we understand to discuss. So thank you so much, everyone, and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye for now.